Welcome back to the table, Ring of Contrarians. Last time, after trying and failing to get Lloyd out of lockup, Birdie, Sifos, and Dio got some interesting information from their old rift-walking predecessor about what had happened over the last 20 years and where the fuck Lloyd has been for those several decades of time. Then, returning to spend an evening relaxing and getting some much-needed rest, Leofin finally got to spend some time with his parents, or at least his mom. His dad, having realized that all of his notes were within grasp, went against recommendation and spent nearly 6 hours concentrating on the pendant. When Vola and the rest decided to take it off of him the next morning, they killed him. Thank goodness that the half-orc was a cleric. Otherwise, we really would have lost Petrick. This morning we continue with the tale of the Ring of Contrarians and the Riftwalkers. Take it away, DM.
That happened. So,
I can't believe you guys did this.
I can.
Where we left off, I believe Petrick had just went to go clean himself off.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all were about to make your way towards to go talk with some of the merchants.
Yes.
Because somebody kept talking about writing them a letter.
Well, someone might die, so Dio would.
No, of course. But,
As far as he knows, there's only 2 halflings in the world right now.
as far as I have ever described, that's true.
I was about to say, that's accurate.
Yeah.
After about 10 minutes, you see Patrick coming into the shop of his. Kind of damp in certain places. You assume that he did not go home as he had first planned, and instead went to a nearby well and just used a bucket and cleaned himself off.
Of course.
Probably for the best, considering he was drenched in his own blood.
Well, I'm glad you listened to us on that.
As I was saying, if we really want to save our mutual friend Lloyd, it'd probably be best to go and speak with Niren and see if he can pull some strings for us.
That sounds good.
And he looks outside. You should be in the guild house at this point.
Well, then what are we waiting for?
Mostly just me trying to get all the blood off of me, so...
Oh, right, that. How are you feeling?
Pretty lively, I'm sure.
It's fine. It's fine. So, if we're all ready...
Petrick,
yes?
before we leave, your security systems are down.
What security systems?
Your door was unlocked, and whatever glyph you have on the doors is deactivated.
Yeah, no, those are only activated when I lock the door. I didn't lock it when I came in last night.
You locked it behind us when we left. Where did you go?
He came back.
Well, I went to go see where I could find a more suitable place for trying to set up the teleporter. I actually needed to talk with Niren about that, because it seems that maybe the best place is somewhere around the inside of the guild hall. I wasn't allowed in there last night, so I'll have to test that out. And he walks over and picks up the little tuning fork. Glad you reminded me, actually. Then I came here and decided I would look at my notes for a little bit, and then I died.
Well, it wasn't for a little bit. You didn't take our advice.
It felt like a little bit.
It always does.
What did we tell you? You were stuck in a portal for... How long was it, Leofin?
Something like...
Was it
90 years?
Yeah, 90
90 years. How long did that feel?
I don't know, it was maybe 2 weeks.
See that...
I really wasn't paying attention, and I also didn't really need to eat meals in there, so...
See, there's your problem. You weren't paying attention. We gave you this advice so you wouldn't hurt yourself. And now look where it got you. Covered in blood.
What were you saying? You just see him just like come back to himself. It's like, right, blood. Of course, that was horrible.
Right here.
I really should clean that up before it stains. But before all that, we probably should go and talk with Nina about your friend.
Oh God, Leofin, I'm so glad you take after your mother.
Oh God, I think Lloyd's gonna die.
Lloyd will be fine. It'll all be fine. Trust me. And he is walking out of the room, out of the shop, and into the street.
Right. I'll follow him in to the street.
Okay.
I shall follow as well.
I'm going to the barber. I'm gonna get my hair cut.
Okay.
I'll
For real this time?
I'll catch up. I'll catch up in a bit. I'm going to get this trimmed. It's far too long.
Okay, well, have a safe trip. Are you going to see Jimania over and on what street is that called? I keep forgetting it. The barber in the neighborhood that does really good work.
Yes, no brain surgery though.
Oh, I don't recommend it. 2 people have died already.
I see. It's all a matter of perspective.
Yeah, well, that is true.
I
But he has only had 2 patients, so... And he just, like, starts walking over to the gate.
Bye, Dio.
hold on. I think I'll go to catch. I could always get a barber some other time.
No, you should get that now.
Oh, he gives great haircuts. I've went there myself.
Oh, you're not making me feel sure about going here.
Are you saying that I look shabby? Hello, Jada. As he looks at one of the guards and is, hello, Patrick.
You're not making me feel confident when you said 2 of his patients died.
They were patients, Dio, not customers. It's a difference.
Exactly. I mean,
Hair isn't brain surgery.
exactly.
All right.
And he's not good at brain surgery.
Well, then quit mentioning that he does it. I wouldn't have cared if you hadn't mentioned it. I would have been like, oh, he doesn't do brain surgery.
But I'm just saying, if you go in there and you mention a headache and he starts offering his services, you tell him no.
I think I'll do that.
Okay, good. Have a safe trip.
Hi. So I go to the barber shop.
Okay. As Dio starts walking away, the gates for the guild house are opened up. He looks back and says, Jada, is Nirin in yet, or is he still over? Where does he live? And you see him just like starting to stare off again. Yes, he's in right now.
Oh, shoot.
He's meeting with Ani.
Is there any way we can get in?
You're not with us.
But
You don't get to make. You don't get to
Jared
make
is
those
here.
puns.
No
Jared
better-
is ethereal.
If Jared's
No meta
making the
jokes
pun, then
of-
you owe for the pun jar.
No, fuck me. Here, you know what? I'll
Yeah,
actually.
you're making money now. You can pay.
You're
the
making
try.
money now. Don't say I'm making money now. That won't last.
That $900 check, man. Oof.
Thank you.
Nirin is the one you were.
Yeah, Niren's the one we want to talk to. Ani is the one who is negotiating.
For the rest of the night.
Yes, he is. Alright, so, I believe he is up in his office. Thank you, Jara. I'll go see him, if you don't mind. And he begins walking into the guild house. As anyone starts taking a step, you see the guard, look at you, and a spear, slightly come over the thing, and Patrick just keeps on walking towards the house.
The guild house is open now, isn't it?
The guild house is open for select few.
Great. We'll see you later then.
He puts the spear completely over the gateway. A select few, I said.
Great. Leofin.
He shifts into a bear.
Oh, yes, that's my, Patrick's actually my father. We were, going to accompany him.
Oh, that sounds like you've had a bit of a rough childhood. And he looks over as a Patrick. Are these people actually with you, or are they just groupies? And Patrick looks back. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, they're with me. They're very capable adventurers. I was wanting to introduce them to Niren. I think he'll find them most useful. Very well, if you say so. And he lifts the spear back out of your path. Well, go right ahead.
As we're heading in, I turn to him. We can be both his people and his groupies. He's a very popular man.
Okay. Good for you.
Good talk.
He just goes back to looking at the street.
Gods.
Right. You follow him into the guild house, and he takes you down a couple of hallways and up a stairwell. And you go like 2 flights up, and as you were walking through this place, you've seen some really gaudy doors. Like, I'm talking, some of them are engraved with several different types of metal, and as you're passing by, you're like, is that a door like gilded in silver?
Mm-hmm. It's the gilded guild hall.
Is that a door gilded in, what is that? Is that mithril? And you're starting to pick up on the fact that maybe these are the office doors to the people who are the heads of the families. Each one of them having their door gilded in their family's metal name, essentially.
Now, where's the Magnus door? Because I know it's been retired, it's been kept in pristine condition.
Magnus has never had a door in this place.
I was kidding.
But you do make it to a very large oak and gold gilded door. Petrick walks up, grabs the knocker, and taps.
Oh, thank God he knows how to knock.
After a few seconds, you hear the door click and swing open, and it's a double door that swings inwards.
Okay.
And as it does, you see no one at attendance of the door, but you do see someone across the room. Two someones, actually. Two Dragonborn they are both gold Dragonborn. One is sitting in a fairly large maple desk. I'm talking presidential.
Not mahogany?
No, not mahogany. And it's got various baubles and things on top of it. There's also another golden dragonborn who's standing on the other side, back facing y'all. And you can hear him say, yes, I'm not 100% sure if what he's saying is true, but he says that if we give him the seats and the guild hall, he'll let us keep all of our belongings and escort us to whichever city we would want to go to.
I wouldn't trust it.
And you see him turn around and look you in the eyes. And who might you be?
Cyphos Magnus the Third.
Magnus. And you can see him like thinking.
Yeah, the Magnus families and the Spitfire families can account for how well they keep their deals.
I do remember a Magnus family quite a while back, but
20 years ago. Or so. 25 now.
I do remember one Magnus family actually being wiped out, but...
Almost.
Do you have any proof that you...
Show the signet.
He walks up to you, and you can see
Bernie
him...
does the hand on her sword thing, just as, very casually next to him.
I put my hand up just like, it's okay.
Pulls it away.
Looks over at you, and he doesn't seem all that threatened.
No, it's not supposed to be.
But he reaches into a pocket and pulls out a little monocle that he puts up to his eye and looks at your signet. Well, at the very least, you do have a true signet ring. So, why did you bring such a large group to us, Patrick? And he looks over at the older elf. Well, there's, I was actually wanting to talk to Niren over there, but, these fine folks are here from, as adventurers, as former Riftwalkers?
We are.
As former Riftwalkers and folks who have dealt with the consequences of the orc party on the other side of the wall. Also heard they dealt with Hopter Springs recently, so I thought maybe you would like to hear something about that. Not you, but Niren over there. Okay. And he just walks by and walks up to Niren and is like, hello, so it's... hope you're having a lovely morning. Bit of question. We do have, well, me and my friends over there have a mutual friend who had recently been put in prison, or stocks. Stocks? Prison would probably be a little more worse, wouldn't it? No, it doesn't really matter. He was put in the stocks, and we were wondering if he could be let go instead of killed. Yes, it's lovely to see you again as well, Patrick.
So he's like this with you guys all the time, too.
Yes.
Good to know he's consistent.
So, you were, I'm sorry, I'm trying to, absorb the...
A lot at once, yes.
Yeah, absorb the tirade. Tirade.
No, that's correct.
So, you were, adventurers? Something about Hopter Springs?
So, Hopter Springs had the fortress around it.
Yes.
Now it is at the bottom of the well. We sunk it.
The whole city?
No, just the fortress.
Oh. Okay.
Sinking the city would have been a problem for me.
On top of that, one of our own also closed the rift.
No.
So they won't be getting any reinforcements the short and easy way.
That's good. That is good. I believe they were getting those horde bird things from there.
Well, they were getting a lot of things through there.
Well.
Wait, which bird things?
The mounts.
Yeah, you could see, like, giant lizard bird creatures. Don't like them.
They are horrible, aren't they?
Yes.
Ugh.
Every
Too bad
time
they
I
aren't
see them,
beasts, huh, Leofin?
Oh, yes.
every time I see them, I feel like there's this tune that plays in the back of my head.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
Yes.
Regardless, could you help our friend out?
Oh, right. What is your friend's name? What was he put in there for?
Lloyd, and I assume this was for breaking and entering, or trying to break and enter into the guild hall.
He was trying to get in to meet with Petrick.
Really?
He was under the assumption that he would be here.
And he is here.
Not super smart.
He is in the central market most times, so I suppose that. Why did he feel like he needed to break in?
Again, halfling, not smart. Forward thinking, not their strong suit.
I don't know why I looked over.
Dio's not here. There is no response.
He's not here, so.
He feels a disturbance.
I was waiting for a rebuke. I was like, oh yeah, he's not here.
Yeah.
This is the barber. I have heard that the halfling race is a little impetuous.
Short-sighted.
One could say that, yes.
Put in the pile, motherfuckers.
No, that's in-game.
Sipho said that, not Ben.
Okay, so I will speak with the guard, see the severity of what he has done, and take this recommendation into account. I'll let you know by the end of the day.
And we'd really appreciate him not losing his head. Or his hands. He's quite good with a bow, and you're likely to need those.
It's true. Fact. And he looks over and grabs a piece of paper and starts writing down. Might have to see if there's any more fighters in the stocks. That might have to be their death sentence.
Front line.
Yes.
We'd
There's
appreciate
ways
it.
to go.
We'd appreciate it if you didn't force our halfling friend to be on the front line.
Like I said, I will let you know at the end of the day. But I do have a load of things that are quite depressing. You can see like a huge, like thick pile of paperwork just sitting on his desk.
I see the Silver Fangs have been at it.
Yes. Cole has he's been having a field day with all of the expense reports, the lists, water, food, men, children, women. He even sent me a report about how many dentists have started to run out of painkillers.
Huh.
I am quite tired.
If you need help, I was our family's bookkeeper for so many years. I am more than familiar with dealing with things of this nature.
Looks over at you. I might entrust maybe a couple of pages if... No. I shouldn't. I really should just go over these myself.
Are you sure?
Yes. It's good for me to know exactly what the numbers are. I will take great thought about your friend. Is there anything else that you were needing from me? Well, yes. I was wanting to know if there's... And he looks over at the group as... Actually, could we have a little privacy? And he looks at the rest of y'all.
Oh.
I have to talk with him about certain sensitive matters.
Well, la-di-da. I see how we
I
stand.
do apologize.
Well, fine. I
would like to whisper something to Cyphos as we walk out.
Okay.
Cyphos?
Yes.
How hard would it be to go invisible so you stay in the room?
Kind of difficult, because I think they are paying a lot of attention to us.
Dread. Fine.
You all start to walk out of the room, and
Is Ari is coming as well?
Audrey, that's what I was about to say when I started burping. You start walking past Ari as you head out, and you see Petrick as you turn around and are waiting for the door to close. You see Petrick is it's probably best if everyone left the room, sir. And you can just barely see it, but a slight brow ridge raises up on Niren's face. And you can see this shrewd manner come over his face. I see. Ari, could you step out and go speak with... Looks down at his face. Till. I need him to finalize a certain report for me. He should know the one. Look over, you can kind of see Ari just standing by the doorway. Face gets a little sullen, almost. Very well, I can go do that. And he walks right past you.
Detect magic.
Okay. You throw on your magic eyes. You see immediately that the door itself is in fact enchanted.
Do I know what kind? Well, obviously.
You
okay.
see a combination of different things, almost a little touch of several different types of magic. One of the biggest ones you do see, though, is abjuration.
Okay.
And as soon as Ari walks out into the hall, the doors close. And you sit there for a good few minutes.
Ears against the door
Ear against
immediately. Birdie was like narrowing her eyes at the back of Petric's head.
Mm-hmm.
She is very suspicious of things.
Okay. So you go right up to that door, put your ear up to it. I need you to make a perception check.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Nice.
That's not bad. That's not bad. 18.
18.
This is really good for Birdie.
I was about to say,
Not
that's
bad.
huge.
That's pretty good. You go right up to the door, put your ear up against it, and for the longest time, you don't hear anything. It almost sounds like there's kind of like a buzzing against your ear.
Mm-hmm.
Get that whole face twitch muscle thing that you're just hearing. And then you just faintly hear mumbling words. You can tell that there is some kind of conversation going on. Then it goes silent again. And you're sitting there for maybe like another 2 minutes with your ear against the door. And then you feel the door buckle and then start to move inwards.
The
Towards
instant I start to feel it move at all, I stand right there where I was, and I'm staring at eye level for where Petric would be.
Okay.
Arms folded in front of me.
The door starts to swing open, and the first person you see is Needon standing up out of his desk. And Petric over towards the other side of the room. And he looks over at you and is like, "Oh, well. Sorry that took so long.
Does Petric have his tuning fork out, or is he just standing over there?
He's just standing over there at the moment. And he looks at all of you and is like, "Well, come in. Is everybody with you?" Yes. And as I was telling you earlier, there is actually one that is not with us at the moment, but he's gone to
Get the haircut.
get a haircut, yes. Of course. And you all step into the room?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a trap.
Bertie is highly suspicious at this point,
Okay.
because Amy is highly suspicious at this point.
I was about to say, Psychos seeing her apprehension's gonna kind of just push her in too. Just like, doop doop.
Police could do, we can do.
Alright.
I'll step into the room to just past the point where the doors would close,
Okay.
but Bertie
Yeah, I walk into the
is
room.
Okay.
Bertie is looking at Petric very suspiciously.
Birdie, I can't phase through you. You need to move at least a little to the left.
It's a double door. There's plenty of room on either side.
Oh, it's a
You
double.
forget that Vola is
thick.
She can
She'll
walk around
just-
me.
She'll shimmy around.
Don't worry, Birdie. I'll just make room for you. Thanks.
And Niren looks at all of you standing in the room. And he looks back at Petrick and he's like, you can see this look of resignation just like pass over him. And he looks down at the table and you can see him press down and the door begin to close. And once the door closes down, you can see the same flicker begin from the door and across all the walls, over the windows. The same flicker you saw, at least Leofin and Vola saw, inside of Petrick's lock room in his home. Okay, so there's a secret for us here that not many are allowed to know. This city was built on a dungeon. It has been kept to the 5 great families to be kept safe. If anyone were to be allowed to enter, to allow them to do so. We don't want anyone really to find out, because our families were given this task by a figure that is not widely revered in the world. Drova, the reincarnated, was the one who set us on this course. She wanted us to protect this dungeon from any that might try to force their way through.
What's in the dungeon?
An item of great power?
Another one of Drova's accessories.
That is what Petrick believes, yes.
Birdie
What?
visibly relaxes.
It's... We've been trying to keep it a secret. But I am afraid that it might have already gotten out. Ari doesn't know about this.
But Gorak Orcblood does.
He probably does know. Because I think Julianus might know. Some of the things Ari has told me has made me think maybe he is aware of the purpose of our 5 families.
Birdie looks at Leofin, and then at Sifos, and then at Vola. She does not look at Kaine because she doesn't expect Kaine to understand what's going on.
Yeah, she's just looking at her manga, dude.
Yeah, it's like,
She was like, I don't know what the fuck these people are saying.
Petrick has informed me that you all have brought a possible teleportation ring.
we've brought information on how to build one.
Yes. And that he is fairly certain that nowhere else in the city allows for teleportation. It's actually the reason we are probably still standing here. If they were able to make a rift wherever they pleased inside the city, we would all be dead.
Yep.
So, Patrick is very confident that if he is given enough time at the dungeon door, he might be able to set up the ring. And he has also informed me that your group has good ties with the people on the other side of this ring.
With the dwarves? Yes.
Would you mind being ambassadors for us.
I have one stipulation.
Yes.
There is an older dragonborn fellow who's currently being forced to work as a scribe
Okay.
for orc blood.
Is this scribe important to you?
He's my father.
So a little bit, yes.
I can see. I'm guessing you want him brought back?
In as many put together pieces as possible, I'd like him alive, yes.
I will talk with my people and see what we can do about that. They currently have us over a barrel, is one might say.
He gives a lot more than a bed.
Yes, it's a goddamn bar. Our city is already on rations, and if coal is to be believed, we are still burning through them too quickly. There are just too many people here, and we don't have a whole lot of renewable resources. We have only a handful of clerics and thousands of mouths to feed.
Could you hold out for one more week, perhaps?
Maybe. Patrick has told me that is bare minimum he needs to be able to figure out the intricacies of this.
If you'd like, I could also help, as I am a cleric as well.
Can you create food and water?
I think she can do that.
She's
Yes,
done
you
it
can.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Several times.
Sorry, I have to keep up with my own spells, and that's difficult.
Understandable.
I'll just make a whole bunch of good berries. This is fine.
Yeah.
I was
Fucking good berries everywhere.
I was gonna say, can Druidcraft help with that?
It can make seeds sprout,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I mean it's like a 5-foot area.
I mean, he can help with the agriculture part.
It's a walled city. There's not a whole lot of agriculture going on
agriculture
inside.
in the city.
Again, I mean, we
Just give me some. Just give me some seeds of like corn and stuff. I'll make that shit grow.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. Let's just
Cantrip.
let's just get a little space. She makes a little corn. Done.
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Corn and beans.
Just give me 2 handfuls of corn. I'll just cast on all of the kernels. And just...
For real? I'm not kidding.
Corn and beans.
Yes, I can purify food and water.
She can also create food and water.
I
Yes.
also can create it.
Okay.
She can help with the trash.
That might help. I'll put that down and send that over to Cole, and he should be happy for more fucking data points. Okay. Yes. We should be able to hold out for a week. We have... Right now, with the clerics that are accounted for and the rations that we have, we can make it for at least 9 days.
So a week to get the door open, and then 2 days to get what we need out of it.
Yes.
Do you have maps
Maps.
of the dungeon?
Oh no, he's only needing access to the entrance to the door. The actual dungeon has not opened in centuries, that millennia.
You guys don't have any secret records laying around anywhere?
No. We were kept in charge of essentially the door.
That's gonna make things harder. And she's now got the full-on thinking face.
You can see the gears turning.
Yep.
Well, I'll just go to my shop and grab the portal, and I'll go down there and start setting up. Can I be given permission to actually enter the chamber this time, or? Yes, of course.
How about the rest of us?
Do you wish to? I suppose that's fine.
It'll be easier for everybody if we just have access to move around the city better.
Also, for our halfling as well.
Of course, I'll write.
Not the one in prison.
Not the one
other
in prison, no. The one that's in the barber shop.
We should
probably get one for Lloyd, yes, but...
Again, we'll see about the Lloyd. I'll have some documents written up for you, and you, if you are willing to be our ambassadors, you'll have to enter the chamber to go teleport to Orwell anyway. So I'll have that written up, and you should be able to enter it within the day.
All right. Do you need us to take any paperwork to old Silverfang?
I'll speak to him myself.
We're acquainted.
I believe I'm going to have to speak with the entire council about this entire business. The fact that I'm even telling you this is all already a breach of protocol, but I am not left with much choices here.
You're welcome.
And neither will the council.
What, if it's not too much to ask, what is your plans to stall? What's Ari doing? What's his goal in negotiations at this point?
Right now, they're just working on terms.
Terms for?
Handing over the city to Julianus. Apparently, he has promised to give the orc, priest, whatever he's come here for. And that is why they have colluded together. So,
sure, good.
Him and his damnable flamethrower army is posted outside my city, our city, and they... If you go to the north wall, you can hear those insane bastards just shooting off flames into the fucking skies.
If it would help, we do have a halfling who has a knack for causing trouble.
What are you suggesting?
That we throw him out in the middle of the desert and just let him run wild.
Perhaps sabotage, maybe even getting another supply another supply depot in the city. He'd be good at surprisingly enough, causing a distraction. He is a bard, after all.
Well, we already have a few spies in Julianus's army. And, well, I wasn't the one who had enough foresight. That was Sulin. But she did have the foresight to place a few people in certain positions within his army. So we do have... That's how we were able to cause somewhat of a distraction for you all to enter. If you feel like he might be some kind of use towards that end, do send him to me. I'll see what he can do.
I think he'll probably be more than eager to help.
Okay. If there's nothing else, I have far more to do today than I had originally planned.
We shall leave you to it.
Thank you. And he sits back down at his desk, and you can see this look. He looks like he is hopeful and just fucking beat down at the same time. And he picks up another page off of his tower of papers, and you can see him start to scribble down on it as you leave the room.
So we didn't tell Dio where we were meeting after this, did we?
No, I figured getting his haircut wasn't going to take. Oh, about how long has it been?
For y'all, it's probably been maybe about 45 minutes to an hour.
There's no way it took 45 minutes. I bet he's at the whorehouse.
He did have a lot of hair.
Remember,
But it's snip, snip, done. Is that not how it works?
No, it's not how it works. You know how when you're trimming, you have to be careful not to cut too close to the quick, or you bleed out.
Sort of.
Yeah.
he did have a lot of hair, but no, he's probably at the whorehouse right now.
I'm 100% certain he's at the whorehouse.
And as y'all are talking about this, we're gonna move over to whatever the hell Dio is doing. So
Dio's at the barber shop getting a haircut and a shave.
okay,
Alright, knock knock.
you eventually find the location. It's not hard. There's a giant pole that's spinning outside with a candy cane-like stripe.
Oh
all
good,
the
they
way
do
down it.
bloodletting as well.
Yes. And you open up the door, you hear a little chime, and over in the corner you see a man stand up, look over towards you, and it is a human who has some very large rubber gloves on, and he stares over at you. He looks a little miskept, just a touch. Welcome. My name is not important. Did you come here for perhaps a shave or a cut? You're looking a bit shaggy, or are you going a little mad and need a little help in that situation?
No, I'm perfectly sane. I do need a haircut and a shave though.
I see.
Just
I see.
a haircut and a shave.
I have found that those who do not keep themselves in tip-top condition may be suffering from mental illnesses.
In this case it was wild magic actually, but
Ah, I see. That can be quite the difficulty. And he's sitting there just like scratching his beard that's just like puffed out, and it's just like you can hear the rubber like rubbing through his beard. It's just not pleasant. Well, if you really do want a haircut, take a seat. And he's like pointing over towards a table.
Dio will take us. How much is this gonna cost?
Oh, it's not much at all for a haircut. I am actually doing a little bit of a discount today. I've come under some fire for a couple of my prior customers.
I've heard, but Patrick had recommended this place, so
Oh, Patrick, he's a good fellow.
right. Anyway,
He told you about Jerry.
no, he just said that you give excellent haircuts, but I'm a bit on a tight schedule. Do you mind?
Of course.
I don't mean to rush your work, sir, but I do have things I have to get back to.
Of course.
And so Dio basically describes how he wants a clean shave and then, his original short haircut. Not short, but, what it
Yeah.
used to look like.
Of course. Well,
Back to default.
I assure you, you'll turn out far better than Jerry. And he like pulls out a straight edge razor. He's like, okay. Actually, I should probably lather you up first. And begins going through the process of shaving off your beard. And
Where's the hot towel?
it's part of the process, motherfucker.
Hot tail comes after the shave.
So he lathers you up and starts puts the razor down by your neck, and then carefully starts scraping against the grain. And at first you're sitting there like extremely tense, and then as the shave goes further on, start relaxing a little bit and start
What's your AC?
being lulled into a sense of security. Yes. Jerry did have just the nicest beard before. Never mind. What are you in town for, if you don't mind me asking?
I just here with a couple of friends.
Enjoying the
City Siege?
festivities, yes.
Hi, yes.
And he like stops. Siege? Are we under siege?
No, that's a bit of a halfling joke. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Hi,
God,
that's how
I
we
was about to lose it.
Hi, no, don't
And
worry.
he's like holding the straight
Are we
edge
going full
on the
Fleet-
other side of your
Street?
I was about to
throat.
say, it's going Fleet Street real quick.
Hi, no worry. There's little something you need to know about halfling society. We call a party a siege sometimes because, well, when you have a bunch of drunk halflings in one area, it could get a bit rowdy, a bit violent sometimes.
I see. That is quite a colloquialism you have there, and he's like starts shaving back up your face again.
Hi, sorry, I did not mean to upset you, my friend.
Yes, well, it would be a horrible thing if we were under siege. I don't have enough funds for wartime payments. And he's just again scraping up your face. So,
No
what
wonder
is
they're
it?
burning through all their rations. Their citizens don't even know they're under siege.
There is no war in Blossom.
So you say,
He's like starting to get up to your face and go scrape away all that fuzz. And then he comes down and he starts cutting away at your hair, getting it down to the proper length. So, you and your friends, what do you do by chance?
hi, we're a bit of travelers and such. I myself am a musician. I'm a bard.
Oh, that's quite lovely, quite lovely.
Hi.
I had a customer who was a bard once.
Ah.
He's dead.
Oh.
Yep.
What was their name? Maybe I knew them.
What was that one's name? Susan.
I don't know no Susans.
Nope. She was hit by a cart. In a street.
That I
Terrible
was driving.
thing. Yes. Terrible thing. And he's just cutting away. He was like, but I did have another customer who was a bard.
Ah.
And they ended up in a horrible accident. Your profession is riddled with people who just do not have the greatest of time. Do you know what I mean? He like comes down by your ear and the knife is like right by your eye.
To be fair, I've been pretty lucky in my life.
Oh, that is quite good. I have heard that halflings just have the most damnable luck, and he's like waving the scissors right in front of your face.
A weird. That's a very, very odd idea, because every halfling I know has been the luckiest son of a bitch ever.
Oh yes, that's what I meant. I confuse my words from time to time.
I know, it's fine.
It's you're gonna find this hilarious, but I even sometimes misread things, and it caused the worst debacle the other week. Poor Jerry. But and he's just like cutting your hair a little bit more, and then finally he's just like, okay, I think we are just about there. And again, if you could just go around and say that you got your haircut from Jeremiah, and just show them that I do good work.
If you can go on my ye olde Yelp page.
Jerry is just a mistake. I did not mean to apply that oil to his head. It was supposed to make his hair look more lustrous, not make his hair fall out. So if you could if you could just go around and assure everyone that yes, I do give haircuts perfectly well. And that no one has to worry about my surgical skills. I am getting more instruction in that from the barber down the street.
Did I go to the wrong one?
As far as you know, this was the barber that you were being told about.
Alright, well, I guess I trust you. But first I need to actually see how good my hair looks after you're done.
Of course. And he finishes up the last snip and grabs your table and begins rolling it across the room, and you stop right in front of a mirror.
Please tell me he has just the monk look.
There you go. Just perfectly good, and absolutely, I think you look dashing. You have your mutton chops, and you have what he gave you was a bit of a man bun on the back, but everything is kind of a bit shorter, and at least down here and on the sides are quite a bit shorter, and you have a little more length up here with a little bit of a man bun on the back.
Hey, there we go. That's much more manageable. How much do I owe you?
Oh, like I was saying, I'm trying to gain some goodwill after Jerry and the 2 people who died in here. So,
Right, advertisement.
yes, nothing's better than practically giving away services,
Alright.
I guess. But, just a mere 2 copper.
2 copper? Here, I'll make it a whole silver, just for you.
Thank you.
I can make rent this week.
Guy needs this. He very, very badly needs this.
I can buy some bread for my brown. This is going to be quite a lovely dinner. Again, thank you. That's good patronage, and if you ever need a good cut, you know where to come.
Huh?
Jeremiah. He
Hi.
does great hair.
He does great hair.
And soon will be the best surgeon in all of... Where do I live again?
It doesn't matter. Do you know the inside of the city well?
I know a few places.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't want to mention this because it's a bit of a personal thing. A little bit of family inside the city.
Right.
He's a bit of a... I don't want to say vagrant, but not very responsible. My halfling kin has managed to make himself... is probably drunk somewhere. If I had to guess, probably a place where the ladies of the night like to congregate.
Oh. Well,
I'm looking for, and then what was the name of the place that we talked about?
I believe the one he had told you about was the Open-Legged Inn.
Ah, yes. I'm looking for the Open-Legged Inn.
There's also the Golden Claw.
Yeah. Oh, the Open-Legged Inn. Had me saying it there for a second. I have heard of the place. It's not in the best condition.
Aye, but family's family. I have to get him out somehow.
Very well. I completely understand. I once had a family too. So.
That's so tragic.
Gee, yeah, they probably all died because he was like, free brain surgeries for all my families and friends.
And I do understand. So I will tell you, it is over in the southeast corner of the city. It's hard to say that it's a corner. We're in a round city, aren't we?
It's not.
A quadrant.
I get the idea.
Yes, it almost towards the wall. It's about a couple of blocks away, but I'd head towards the south gate, and before, like 3 blocks before you hit that, just start heading east. And you probably should see it and all the vagrants outside of it.
Thank you kindly.
Not a problem, not a problem. And remember, Jeremiah gives great haircuts.
Jeremiah gives great haircuts.
And soon we'll have at least 1 living patient.
All right. Well, you take care.
Oh, you as well. Don't get hit by a cart.
I won't. My cabbages.
My cabbage.
So, taking his advice, I go to that part of the city.
Okay. And you make your way there.
Hi. This place is shut.
It's not great. So, the rest of the party. This is the point where I was going to say y'all have a week of downtime.
Okay.
As Petrick starts to set up the circle. Do you want to hear downtime options?
Yes.
Okay. Here are the types of downtime activities there are. You have carousing, religious services, crafting magical items, brewing potions of healing, scribing a spell scroll, selling a magic item, research, crime, training, pit finding, gambling, and relaxation.
Vola will do religious services, obviously.
Okay.
She's already volunteered to be making food. And
Yeah,
water.
so basically,
Yeah,
religious
big part of
services.
the religious services.
Sifos would actually like to spend. I want to do some research.
Okay.
I kind of want to research 2 things. One, I want to research just like how the flamethrowers got their position. They're like what they've been doing over the last 20 years or so.
Okay.
And then if I have enough time the last couple days, I want to try and write down a couple spells in my book.
Okay. Yeah, we'll probably fit that all in the research.
Okay.
What's carousing exactly?
Carousing is going out and partying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just fucking hitting
Essentially.
up.
Wasting money. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just spending money, maybe making contacts in town, just having a good time.
Right. Well, to be fair, I guess Dio will spend his first day knowing people better.
Well, essentially, these town time activities are going to take up your week.
Take up a week. Okay.
Yeah.
You said work. Could I spend a week trying to play saboteur?
You count that as work?
Yeah.
I don't believe you can,
Arrange that.
you know.
Excellent. Dio would like to cause some chaos. He's an agent of chaos.
Yeah. Give him-
Not in the city. No.
Yeah. No, we could make that work.
Oh, but what did Dio do at the end? Because we never actually established that.
Going to the inn, you found it pretty much was a shithole, and that place is filled with just the roughest of men, with some women who look like they are paid to be there and are probably wanting to look for new places and are hoping that a position in the Golden Claw opens up at some point.
So yeah, Dio's gonna go to the Golden Claw.
Okay.
Fuck. Huh. I have a feeling like if I that I'll probably get my money yoinked from this place.
You might.
So yeah, let's not go to the seediest place and just find high class bitches.
Okay. So Vola is religious.
Yeah, religious stuff, and of course the purified food and water stuff.
Yeah. Sifos is doing research.
Leo
Dio.
is doing what?
Dio is doing.
So you said work was one of them.
Yes.
With my skills and proficiency with the herbalism kit, could I help out with any kind of local apothecary?
Yeah, you could probably do that.
Yeah, I'd probably work with an apothecary then.
Okay. I could see that.
Especially since I can also make dormant seeds grow and all that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so that leaves Birdie and Kaine. What kind of downtime activities are you looking at?
Manga.
Is that even a question for Kaine?
Yeah.
Relaxation with manga.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Uh,
I can finally catch up on
Milk
the
money.
entire.
Berserk.
Well, yeah, actually, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Know that,
Well,
but
what was it? Milk
I mean,
money?
it has some hentai aspects, so.
okay. So,
God.
we haven't been doing the whole lifestyle thing because y'all have been moving around a lot.
Mhm.
But with the fact that y'all are completely loaded, I'm gonna say, yeah, you can relax if you want to. It just requires that you have at least a modest lifestyle. So you can totally relax if you wish.
Modest lifestyle. Are you kidding me? We could have an aristocratic lifestyle right now.
Yeah.
Only for a couple of weeks, because this is just us being rich, not wealthy. Our money does not make money.
Again, we are rich because we literally have an island that has all this gold on it.
And we are the only ones that know where it's at.
Exactly.
Y'all and an orc who's probably
dead.
still trapped on the island.
Yep. There's a couple of things I want to do. I want to get with Vola and send some messages to my mom
Okay.
over the week. And then I'd also like to do some shopping. I want to get some, see if there's any magic arrows that I can get hold of. Anything
Okay,
that's got a
so-
little bit of an extra punch.
Okay, so buying magic items.
Mm-hmm. I'd also like to. I'd like to spend some time training with my bad sword.
Oh no.
But I want to get it appraised by someone else, just in case first. See if I can get any more information off of it.
Alright, we will do. Because essentially, these downtime activities are designed to take
Yeah.
the majority of your week. So, if you're wanting to buy magic items, that's going to be the main thing you do. And as part of that, we can say that you are getting your sword appraised and seeing exactly what that can do with it.
Okay.
Because you're going to the same kind of people for it. Looking for magic arrows, and you're assuming, yeah, they can probably appraise this for me.
Yeah. And then, sending messages via Vola.
Yeah, that's
So
something
that's
we
like
would
at
say.
night when we're
Yeah.
chilling.
That's like free time type deal stuff.
Because I want to find out more about that exhaustion effect.
It's not a bad idea,
I was
really.
about to say, yeah.
Because the only other time that Birdie's had a similar effect happen to her was when Dio cast haste on her.
Mhm. Except for that was a lot quicker.
Yeah, that ended a lot quicker.
It's not even a 3 o'clock crash. It's just like 6 seconds of a crash that is super exhausting.
Yeah, I was like, oh, fuck. All right, let's get this over
Let's
with.
get You at least get a bonus action.
Kaine, you essentially find a place in one of the inns. Which inn are y'all staying at? Was it the Tin Cup, I
Yes.
believe?
Yeah, we were at the Tin Cup.
So you go up to your room in the Tin Cup. You spend most of this week just inside the Tin Cup, eating meals and reading your manga.
Nice.
You get through a good chunk of your books, and it's
Nice.
good. Going over to the people who are mostly working, we'll start with Vola. She either needs to make an intelligence religion check or a charisma persuasion check.
How'd she have a +0 to religion? Jesus Christ.
I think she doesn't cleric well. Don't tell her so that she'll kill me.
She's just here to smash. And what was the other one? The charisma what? Persuasion?
Yeah, persuasion.
Okay. 15 on the persuasion.
Okay. With 15,
The United States of Smash.
throughout the week, Vola gets in touch with the group of clerics who are in charge of trying to help mitigate for the lack of rations in the city. And Vola is pretty helpful in that regard. She talks with a lot of people and helps calm them down, helps them put more at ease, and she helps to create enough food to help with the starving eyes that peer around corners. Things in this city could have gone a little more savage, but in helping with those that are selflessly putting their time into keeping the people calm as possible, she helped with the church in this area and has earned one favor from them. Move over to Leofin for your work. After asking around, you do find that pretty much anyone that is an apothecary has been hired for the city and the garrison to make whatever they can to help with the unavoidable fight that they are preparing for. I will need you to make athletics, dexterity to make sense, so an intelligence using your herbalism kit.
That's a 12 plus 9, 21.
Nice.
Okay. With that, you find, after walking around the city and talking with quite a few people, you find a very well-respected apothecary. You go in and you see that he is just fucking swamped with orders. It looks like maybe 1-2 of his people are out for the week. They came down with some kind of sickness, strangely enough, in an apothecary. And he is strapped for help. Luckily, you are not only good with your herbalism kit and have made potions before, you are also a druid with druidcraft, and you help him bring life to herbs that he did not have prepared yet. You help him complete every order that he had, and not only did you earn yourself a comfortable lifestyle within this siege-ridden town for the entire week, you also earned plus 25 gold.
Oh, okay, cool.
We'll cut over to Dio, who has decided to be himself, be a bard in some of the towns.
Be a good bard.
Taverns. So, was there a particular one you're wanting to go to, or are you sticking with the Tin Cup that you're staying in?
Just moseying around.
Just like
trees,
hopping.
stuff like that.
Yeah, bar hopping
Bar
essentially.
hopping. Okay. Let's see. It is a charisma performance check for you.
Well, plus 11.
Oh darn.
Yeah.
Roll good. Just a 7, 18.
18.
I'm gonna kick him in the dick.
Okay.
You can. You're sitting directly across from him.
Kick this sinner.
You take it easy for yourself. You go around, and you've seen that a lot of people in these bars are actually just kind of... There are quite a few that are just depressed and are drinking to just kind of forget the fact that they are stuck in a town that is not in the best circumstances.
And they're not even drinking good ale. They're drinking
No.
watered down,
Yeah,
shitty
they're-
ale.
Yeah, they're drinking piss water at this point. And
I didn't say that.
and you come in
You right?
and you brighten their days.
That's good.
With all that you do, you earn yourself a very comfortable lifestyle within this town. You don't get a whole lot of extra gold or anything like that. Just enough to pay for rations and good place to sleep for the entire week.
Right. Did I meet any interesting characters along the way? To put it kindly.
Well, you didn't have anything bad happen to you,
Oh, okay.
so that's great.
Yeah, better not. I rolled a 7.
Yeah. No, because you're fine. We'd say you during that time you met a few people,
Cool.
a couple of nice ladies.
Of course.
Really did enjoy your songs. They were barmaids over at the Golden Claw, and
I definitely need groupies, is what I'm saying.
okay. They didn't
Stick around.
stick around. They enjoyed your songs, but they have a job where they get paid fairly well, so that's where they're staying. But they did come by and give some flirting and a couple of nudges, like, "Hey, there are some upstairs here."
What's the price? And are they attractive?
Oh,
Oh, there's the Golden Claw. Never mind.
never mind. All right. Well, there was a
Oh, actually,
The Golden Claw's the good one.
yeah, the good one.
yeah. There was one Dragonborn who was quite fetched with you, and another one that was human.
What color was she?
The Dragonborn?
No, the human.
No,
Okay.
I was waiting for the dragon board.
The Dragonborn was silver.
Silver. You could just hear it.
Icy cold. Icy.
It's what is it? You said brass.
Huh?
Is it the brass ones you hate?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can just imagine there's a brass one that's hitting on them, and you just hear this. You see this flash of light in the distance. And you're like, what the fuck? And then, he found me. Yeah. How much is that going to cost?
We'll put that in as part of
Part
your
of the
comfortable,
expense.
yeah,
Okay.
comfortable lifestyle.
Awesome.
So, with that out of the way, we'll go over to Cyphos and your research for the week. And at least 50 gold spent on materials, bribes, gifts, and such.
Yeah.
I was just saying we got plenty.
Yeah, so 50, and I
minus 50 from
believe it is an intelligence check, and you get a +1 per 100 gold spent, up to a max of 6. So you need a minimum of 50, and you can spend up to 650 for a +6.
Enough for that.
I have 164 that I know of. But I didn't keep like
I was
the
about to
proper
say, yeah.
records because
Yeah.
you had it all written down.
Yeah.
I just had what I have.
Have it all on my tablet. I wish I remembered it.
Oh,
So I'll spend plus 200.
100? Okay.
Yeah. So I get plus one.
So you get you a +1.
I'm gonna use Dark One's blessing.
Okay.
Well, shit. Okay. That's a solid 9.
Okay. So,
So I didn't get jack shit.
as you go around, you find a library, get entrance to it. At this point, you've gotten your paperwork from the council, and you're pretty much allowed in most places within inside the town. So, since you can get into a fairly good library, I believe, yeah, you can take advantage and roll. Higher libraries you can get into, or more important, like sage figures you can talk to, give you advantage.
Oh, so much better. So
15.
yeah, 15.
Okay.
Thank you, City Council or Family Council.
So
Council of 5 families.
Yeah. Essentially the same thing. So, after entering the first library, you're like, okay, there's not much here. It's mostly history stuff. No, like, recent accounts of anything.
Damn it, Jared! Why does your library suck so bad?
So you go to a different library and start looking up shit there. Still not finding the type of things that you're wanting to find. You start going up to different people, and eventually you end up talking to Cull. Cull looks at you, and then he just kind of looks around. If you really want information, it's always gonna cost you a little money.
Fine.
Hand over a little bit of cash, and he starts regaling you with the rise of the flamethrowers. He gives you just, he like looks at the amount you gave him and just gives you a couple bits. With a 15, you learn 2 pieces of lore. So, you see, there was a particular invention that Julianus came across. Found writing somewhere in some library, who knows. But he made a certain device, named it after his family. Quite pretentious, I know. Created a device called a flamethrower. Essentially, big tank on the back, shoots liquid fuel out of a nozzle, and creates lots of fire. Relatively reliably. Whenever they're having to build up pressure, the nozzle is actually made out of a warhammer. Those bastards are insane, really. Problem is with those, if you destroy the tank in really any way, the whole thing explodes. Also, if their machines malfunction, they explode.
So a lot of explosions.
They mostly explode, yes. But a good portion of his army and his forces are in fact flamethrowers. He's found quite a number of insane bastards to carry those things.
You're talking like full-on pumpkin scissors? Is that a reference you understand?
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
pumpkin
good.
scissors.
He's like, I'm old enough.
Experimental soldiers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
We're
I was
talking
like,
shit
oh wait,
that.
do you know what that is?
No, I fucking
I-
loved pumpkin scissors.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm
That
sad
shit
that
was
it
the best.
ended. Yeah. But that was the first step to Julianus' rise to power. I believe you witnessed one of their first acts, if you are indeed one of the Magnuses.
I'm going to not dignify that with the response.
Of course. But he's used them as kill squads from here and there. Not anything that most people can prove, but we all know that he's done it. But the second bit is that he ended up killing his father for his place.
Shocker.
I have it
No
under decent authority that he was not actually going to be the heir.
Was it going to be the sister?
Yes.
Really?
Then the sister went missing. Then the father died. Then
Son.
he took the city.
Sorry, youngest son.
Youngest
Sorry.
son.
Right then.
Yes, the son.
Hmm.
It was going to be him. Then he went missing. Then the father died. And he took the city, and after that, the following settlements little settlements outside that's hellhole. Well, actually, it's quite a lovely place, even for flamethrowers to hold. They started falling under his control, sending out his little hitmen, making sure that people made payments. Again, nothing anyone could prove. But those of us who have a little more fingers and more pots knew what was happening. And that is why Sulin started putting some spies in his ranks. Good thing.
Who's Sulin? By the way, we've heard that name several times.
Sulin, you would know was part of the Quicksilver Tail family.
She's kind of the informant go-to kind of person.
She is, and as all the Quicksilver Tails have been, more forward-thinking about the outside world.
Mm-hmm. It's a little paranoid about everything.
Yes. It's only paranoia if they ain't out to get you. So.
He's not wrong.
It's like accurate.
So, with that, he looks at you, and I believe that's about all the information that is really relevant to you. So.
Well, thank you.
Not a problem. And please do make sure you lie to help get us out of this mess.
Oh, trust me. I turn back to him. Eyes very, very red. I will.
Good. Now, leave me to my paperwork. And you can see him like cracking fingers and just like getting his quill out. And there's a very large stack of blank papers and like half a stack of filled ones. And he just like cracks neck. I get work to do.
These people are insane. And then
I told you.
Alright, so that leaves us with our last downtime activity, Birdie, who is trying to...
I was gonna say, did I ever find any books for
books?
like spell books or anything?
We can say you tagged along briefly with Birdie to go search in one shop.
Okay.
I took the horse along with us. So Cyphus is riding the horse just to get him out and get him exercise because they don't want to stay in the barn.
Okay. As you head out, this is earlier in the week.
Mm-hmm.
You've still been searching through fucking libraries at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just dragging you along because you need to stop for a second.
Because I need to not look like a fucking madman.
I'm just saying, if you look that hard, you're going to end up overlooking things that you might have seen if you took a breath.
But if I'm not searching, then I'm not going to find anything.
Cyphus, you don't sleep. You have twice as much search time as anybody else. You still need to let your brain breathe.
Exactly. Then why have I found nothing?
Maybe there's
nothing at all.
It could be there's nothing to find, Cyphus. I mean...
There's definitely something to find. Oh, God.
And that is when you walk up to the first magical shop. Cyphos slightly in tears. And you walk in and you can hear a golden dragonborn come around the corner. It's like, well, hello, welcome.
Right,
Can
so
I
I
help you
helped
with something?
Cyphos down off the horse, and I dropped the rein over the tie post, and I said, Magnus, stay. I walk in the door.
Alright.
Magnus is appropriate.
The horse is Magnus?
The horse's name is Magnus.
I was about to say, yeah, Cyphos just sat down, just like...
Cyphos, are you coming? It's a magic shop.
You said stay.
I was talking...
You named the horse Magnus?
It seemed appropriate.
God, I love you. Gets up and goes inside.
Alright, so, inside, what is it that you two are looking for?
Well, I have a couple of things on my shopping list, actually. First and foremost, and she pulls the whole sword up out of its little tie and places it on the desk. She's like, I need to know as much about this and its effects as I can get.
Oh,
And be very careful.
yes, okay. And this is going to take me a little time, so what were you looking for?
I was looking for some spell books that had ritual spells.
Well, I do have a few. Let me see what exactly I have in stock, and I'll get to this immediately after.
That's fine. The other thing that I need is any supply at all of any type of magical arrow. Just something to...
You can see him kind of stop. He's like, I'll check what we have. One moment. As he comes back, y'all browsing a little bit, you find some baubles here and there. One item that looked really familiar was a shield, and it's just like, I could have sworn I've seen that somewhere before.
No.
You continue looking around, and you do find another, like Sifos, you yourself find a wall that has a few staffs and a few implements that are quite a bit smaller that are sitting up on the wall next to it. And he comes out of the back room and is like, okay, well, first of all, sorry, I don't have any magical arrows here, but I might be able to get you in touch with some contacts of mine. We could try and search around the city if that's not too much trouble.
Not at all.
And as for the spells, I do have an assortment of them. There are particularly ritual spells. I have this one, which is Fine Familiar. I have Augury. I have Magic Mouth, and I have this rather higher level and far more expensive one. That is Ray's Telepathic Bond.
What the fuck is that?
Don't worry, it's dope as fuck.
Yeah, it is.
That's all you need to know. It's dope as fuck.
Uh-huh.
So, well, how much is the telepathic bond going to be?
The telepathic bond, as I said, is very high level, and his price reflects that.
It usually does.
This spell is, as magicians would say, of the 5th level. So, I can not give it away for anything less than 15,000 gold.
Okay. And did we ever find how much we got originally?
Not that much.
You said 15,000?
Yes.
He's strong-arming you?
Listen.
Yes.
Actually, I want to do an inside check. See if he's stiff arming me. Stiff arming me.
Okay.
He's fucking you.
Oh shit.
Don't use that one. Use a different one. It was running away. You don't need that luck.
Okay. So insight check, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's like +1.
Do you believe in life?
16.
16. You're looking at him, and you've done a lot of business deals, and you can see that there might be a little leeway here. He might be willing to, bring down the price. But how much? I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to test the waters. But as you know, be careful. Because you don't want to break a deal.
Well, for such a spell, something so magnificent, and for the convenience, but also for not having her arrowheads at the moment, how about maybe 13,000?
13,000.
13,000.
I'm not sure if I could possibly do something of that nature. Bringing it down by a whole 2,000 gold is a little harsh. Even if I do not have her arrowheads, as you say, and I have offered my contacts for that slight
He's still over there
inconvenience.
looking at the shield. I swear to God, I've seen this somewhere before.
If
But how many offers have you had for such a book?
for such a book, I have not had an offer in quite a long time.
Exactly. I'm trying to take it off your hands. Yes, 2,000 off, but again, one, I'm helping you clear out inventory, and two, I'm trying to help you make space for more pertinent, better spells that you should, I'm assuming you're going to find.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Oh darn, +8.
Oh no! How will you ever make that roll?
17?
17. He looks at you, and you can see him thinking to himself, well, I have had it for quite a long time. I believe I got this spell from a traveling mage. I think it was last spring, maybe the spring before. It would be a terrible thing if it did go to waste, though. 13,000? You know what? I think I can do that.
I feel like I got stepped hard right now. Ugh.
Yeah, you should have asked for him to take off 6,000.
Don't know about that. But
Aim, if you aim low, they will try to compensate for it and get the price you want.
again, also,
He actually knows what he's selling this time.
yeah. So I was just like, oh, hopefully we get to keep some gold. Or keep some platinum.
Yeah. Okay, well, is there anything else that you're interested in? What are you looking at over there?
Oh, this shield. I could have sworn I've seen it somewhere before.
Oh, that shield. It's quite amazing. I've heard that it's been passing around between traders. No one seems to be able to quite afford it, sadly. And he walks over and he picks up a bracelet that is sitting next to it, straps it around his wrist. He's like, it's quite fascinating, really. It's Arya. And the shield raises up and floats in front of him. And yes, it's a shield that allows you to have your hands free, floats around and tries to protect you.
That's where I'd seen it. The Elven capital. They had it there.
Oh, yes, I believe I remember it being there at one point. But, yes.
How much are they selling it for this time?
They're selling this one, I believe we're selling this for only 1,200.
Chump change.
That would be why.
Yes. But
If it hadn't sold in 20 years, it doesn't make any sense for them to bring the price up.
yeah, that would be bad. But as I said, 1,200 for such a very useful item is not bad, really. I'm just surprised it hasn't sold in all that time.
Bernie goes, mm-hmm.
So, about your sword.
Yeah. And again, be careful.
Yes, of course. And I probably should take this off. And he takes
I'd
off the
leave it
bracelet.
on.
Why would I?
Just trust us.
Fine. He straps it back in just a little bit. Make me feel a little uncomfortable here. So.
It's not a gentle sword.
Right.
He likes to bite.
I'm not filling me with much confidence.
Probably should.
He pulls out a small, little looking glass and puts it in his eye and begins staring into the item. Let's see. Oh yes, I've seen similar swords from a distance. This is an Imperial blade, but it looks like yours is possibly damaged. You see, this crystal here is has some sort of dimensional capabilities, and yours seems to have cracked somewhat deeply. That is quite unfortunate, because I'm not certain who has that kind of skill to be able to fix something of that caliber. I personally have no capability of fixing this type of blade. If you know of anyone who's a high grade, maybe artificer, they might be able to help you with this, but I sadly cannot.
Does anybody come to mind?
Because
the only one I can think of is our friend in the tower.
Yeah, he's pretty much he's probably the best artificer you know. Personally.
Can you tell me what kind of crystal it is?
This crystal I've never seen before. It's not something that exists on our continent as far as I know. But then again, I've not done that much research into crystals in general. I tend to stick with more the capabilities of certain metals.
It's a very dwarvish thing to do.
Yes, I find that dwarves have a very... what's the word I'm looking for? Sensible outlook on life. And on magic as well. At least when it comes to magic items.
Guess just give that crystal a look. Just out of curiosity.
Sure.
I was about to say, would I know anything about...
No.
Okay. That's more what I was asking.
Yeah.
It's like, would I have any inkling on something like that?
Yep, that's a crystal.
That is a crystal. Give me a intelligence check.
Just straight intelligence.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a 3.
3.
Plus
Yeah.
1, 4.
Looking at it,
That was
it's,
just a 2.
Oh, just straight. Okay.
Yeah. Looking at it, it's pretty stone.
Mhm.
Kind of looks like a sapphire, but that's the best you can say. There's almost a kind of otherworldly quality as you look further into it, and when you peer at it real close, you can see the crack that he's talking about, and it almost looks, as the blade does, as if it's doubling and fracturing at almost like it's
Like it's trying to split
it's
itself.
it's there, then it's shifting, almost. I want to say
Displacing.
quantum.
Yeah, it's a quantum displacement kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's interesting.
So if it was working and it wasn't broken.
Well, if it was working and it wasn't broken, I've seen these blades. Well, I haven't seen them in action, thank gods. But I think the one is, it would have been. I'd probably be dead. but I've heard of them on the battlefields, described as people who wield these blades being able to split themselves into several copies, essentially.
Sounds about right.
This one, and he like starts pulling the blade. And he like unsheathes just an inch of it, sees the doubling effect. Oh yes, this one's a little erratic.
Just
And
a
he's-
smidgen.
If you use this, you might feel some side effects.
You don't say.
Yes, this sort of power unchecked really causes quite a toll on the body, so I'd be careful in using it. And he puts it back on the table and slides it towards you. If there's anything else you wish to buy, if you want to speak more about those arrows, I can have you get in contact with my contacts in town.
Yes. I'll be staying at the Tin Cup.
Yeah.
Be staying at the Tin Cup. If you do have any contacts that come back with anything, you can send for me there.
Okay, that sounds very good. I'll see who I can find in town and send them to you. And if that is all we have for today, I do have some things I need to look at.
I think I'll be fine.
All right. So, here's your spell. Thank you for your patronage, and as always, come back for all your magical needs. And you leave the magical shop.
What's the name of this magical shop?
This magical shop is the Crow's Eye Cauldron, which is just a little odd for a magical shop.
Sounds about
And
right,
then
though.
that night, she'll ask Vola to send the first message to her mom.
Okay.
And it's, hope you're safe. Please ask Tor and Arvi to build escape tunnels just in case.
Okay. And with that, we will get your actual downtime thing. As the guy comes to you, I need you to make. It's going to cost you 100 gold for services, and depending on how much gold you spend, 100 each for 1 point. It's going to be a charisma persuasion check, and for each 100 gold you spend, you get +1 up to a +10.
Okay. So yeah, I'll just spend the 200 for the
200?
+1.
Okay. And that'll be a charisma persuasion check.
Okay. It's an 8.
How's that?
An 8. Sadly.
Yeah, I don't have.
She ain't the charisma person.
I'm more charismatic than I am intelligent or
Mhm.
or wise, but
Yeah.
that's still only a +1. +1 is on a 6 is an 8,
Yeah.
and I don't get advantage on that stuff. So
You talk with the contact. His name is Teal,
okay,
and he is a copper dragonborn.
all right.
You talk about what kind of things you're looking for, and they go out a good portion of the week searching, coming back and talking to you about it, the type of things they found. During this time, you're also spending trying to figure out the extent of your blade, drawing it and swinging it around. You do feel yourself get exhausted.
How long is this effect the same no matter how long it's drawn?
It seems to be.
Okay, so if
Whenever,
does the effect take effect after I sheath it or while I've got it drawn?
it takes effect after you sheath it.
Okay,
As
so
the
if I have it
magic's-
open, if I have it out for a minute,
Same.
if I have it out for 30 minutes,
The same.
the same. Okay, so
It's
it's always
just-
going to be 2 points of exhaustion.
It, as soon as the magic is drawn out of your body, you feel that lethargic pull of gravity, just like, oh shit.
Okay, so what effect does it have while I've got it out?
While you got it out, it is a +3 blade,
Mm-hmm.
and you have the, essentially the blur spell on you.
The blur?
Yes. People have disadvantage on attacking you.
Okay.
So, it is a very strong sword, but it also does have a pretty harsh drawback. And you got from what the dude was saying that if it was fixed, it might have a slightly different capability and will probably not cause you to be exhausted anymore. After the week, the Teal comes back to you and he brings one selection of items. It is a quiver of arrows that look incredibly sturdy, and as you pull them out, you try bending them just a little bit to see how much give they have, and you feel them, they're just like fucking stone almost. They don't give at all, and he lets you know that these are unbreakable arrows. Quiver of 20.
Okay.
Yes, I was able to find this set, and the person after my fees and all that, they are willing to sell these for the entire quiver for only 200 gold.
Yep. I'll have to take it out of the party funds.
Okay. So, with that, you have a quiver's worth. I believe that's 20 unbreakable arrows.
Okay.
And with that, all our downtime activities are taken care of. And y'all are sitting in the tin cup at the end of a day. Eventually, someone comes by from the Gilded Hall.
And did I
tells-
ever get any response from my mom on that message I sent her?
Yes.
Lloyd out.
You did get a response, and they are working on it.
Okay. And then at the end of the week, I'd send her a second message.
Okay.
Update. We made it to Alcir. Or update question mark. Hey, can I get an update on your end? We've made it to Alcir. Hope to contact Dad soon. I love you.
Okay. Lloyd has been released, but he is under watch
Shocker.
to make sure that he does not try to fucking sneak into any place that he is not welcome. And he's not welcome in quite a few places. Because after Needon heard about how he snuck in, he was a little suspicious of a halfling that could just sneak by everybody relatively easily. It was only sheer luck that the captain of the guard saw him and was able to apprehend him. So, at the end of the week, you are all at the Tin Cup, and someone from the guild hall comes by, letting you know that Petrick would like to see you down in the main chamber. What do you want me to do?
I think we should all go.
Hi, I think that's probably a good idea. Lloyd, are you going to join us?
I mean, if they'd let me into it, but last time I tried to go near the guild hall, they got a little upset that I was in the central market again. So, I think I am gonna stay here. Yeah, I'll just stay here. If you don't mind, I'll enjoy a pint of whatever this fine. Please ask if Patrick is done with the teleportation circle. I really could use just something strong.
You want something from Orwell, is that right?
Yes, I want something from Orwell.
Alright. And then a halfling I say, hey, listen, the place you recommended me wasn't that... I didn't even bother stepping inside the building.
I didn't say it was the greatest place. I just said it was a place I knew of.
Alright, try the Golden Claw. That's a lot.
Oh yeah, that place is quite fancy.
And I slip him a couple of gold.
Thank you, boy.
Aye. Oh, and then I give him names of the two that I got to know better.
Okay.
And the friendships that are probably everlasting.
Okay. I will see if I can slip a card and go check it out. So.
I would like to know what Sifos did with his new spell.
Wrote in the book.
Yeah.
In the book now?
I wrote it in the
I
book.
yeeted it across the
I
wall.
took the book. I said, "Fuck it."
He went into the inn. He looked at the inn's fire. He said, "Yeet."
Why did you do
No,
that?
I was gonna ask, like, did he try casting it at some point, or now that it's in his...
He tried
book?
casting
That
it.
is up to Sifos.
Actually, I do have a question.
Yeah.
I wrote in my book and everything. Can I try selling it back?
Hmm?
To somebody else. Can I try selling it back to somebody else? One of the other magic shops.
No, whenever you scribe a spell scroll, it uses it up.
Oh, I thought this was a book, not a scroll.
No.
Okay. I thought it was just a regular spell
He
book.
takes
That's
his
what I was-
grimoire and...
He was selling scrolls, essentially.
Okay. Cool.
That is typically how people sell stuff, because being able to be like, oh yeah, and no fucking wizards learn shit, put it in the book, and then being able to say, oh yeah, I'm just gonna resell this book. Hey, can I get a refund?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much my mentality. I was gonna be like, alright, cool, I'm gonna sell it to someone else.
Magic shop owners know that they could get more money if they sell them the scroll, have them use up the scroll, and then come back to get more paper and ink for a new scroll.
Yeah. Okay.
So after he's inscribed that, Birdie, since they're sharing a room right now, Birdie would have asked, so what does that do?
Well, this spell actually allows about 8 people to share a telepathic link for about an hour. No matter how far you go, unless you go to another plane, we can hear each other's thoughts.
Now
For
we're
an hour.
getting really timey-wimey here, because y'all are already being asked if y'all want to go to the thing.
No, I know, this was like earlier in the week,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just for but yeah. So we're going
Yeah.
to.
Okay. I just
Okay.
I wanted to double check it because that's what I thought it did,
Yeah.
but I
I
couldn't
gave him
remember.
3 gold.
Okay. Cool. Just gonna see if we can have a good time. Alright. Now, as y'all head off to the central market, you say hi to the guards. They all know you by name at this point.
Well, Brad.
You've been in here and out of here every once in a while. Haven't actually gone down to the chamber quite yet, and this will be your first time going down there.
Okay.
As you walk into the guild house, they point you into the main chamber and direct you to the staircase. But before you actually hit the staircase, someone grabs one of the railings and has that little fucking fancy bit right there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to call that. My brain is dead.
Yeah,
But he grabs it, twists, pulls up, twists again, pushes it down, and then you hear a click as it goes further down than you expected. And then all of a sudden, the staircase, you can see what seemed like seamless stairs pop and then rise up, and a path goes down into the what seemed like everywhere else, one piece of stone that the entire city of Alcir had been built on. This is the only place that seems to go into it. You continue down the stairs for a good, almost like 5 minutes. Eventually ending up inside a very large tunnel, or a very large chamber. And across the way you can see Petrick setting up last few bits around the circle. There's poles standing up with crystals that almost seem to be lighting, having like little laser pointers almost striking down at the teleportation ring. And he is set up in front of this incredibly large door. The door itself looks like it is probably about 30 feet high, 30 feet wide.
Damn.
And the chamber that you are in is a good 50 by 50. You walk across, and as you're getting like halfway down into the chamber, you can hear Petrick is like, "Oh, this is quite exciting. I can't wait to see exactly how this thing works. I really do hope that it is like simultaneously, like here then there, and then just being able to. I'm wondering how many people we can get in one go, and if I'm just so excited." And as you get closer and closer, Leofin, give me a perception check.
15.
Oh, 15. Okay. As y'all are walking towards this and you're listening to your father, out of the corner of your eye, you can see something lighting up on Vola's waist. And as you get closer and closer, you see the light getting a little bit brighter. And you finally look over and you can see the ring dangling on her chain, glowing softly as it gets brighter and brighter. And you're about to say something when you hear a very large honk. You look up and you can see the door, the center mechanism has moved, dust falling down from it. It begins to turn, snap, and then the doors begin to open. The dungeon has been opened. A mass of lights shoot across the entire chamber, and you feel this slight buzz of magic that you didn't even notice before die away. And that is where we're going to end it for the night.
I literally have six copper to my name right now, you guys. Fuck.
Don't worry, I got enough to throw around, everybody.
Good. Because somebody wants that shield.
Somebody wanted a shield, didn't she?
Hey, Ben here. Thanks for listening to the Ring of Contrarians podcast. We have new episodes out every 8th, 16th, and 24th of every month. You can find us anywhere you can find podcasts, and now on YouTube. You can find us at Ring of Contrarians, both on Twitter and Facebook. Thanks for listening.